Guess who's back from vacation? This guy. Yeah, man. You wondering why I didn't upload lately? Not because I was lazy, but I was away, and some said I should have just made some pre-made videos and just upload them on a selected time schedule, which I should have done next time to keep this channel a bit more active. But at the time, things would have kind of been an emergency. Like, we're supposed to leave out later, but ended up leaving out well, later, but earlier than expected. So I didn't really have time to really think about that. But next time I'll do it just in case, even when I'm scheduled to go on vacation somewhere. I'll do that. And I'm glad to be back because, my goodness, I can't stand Georgia. It is so hot out there. But anyways, I'm not here to talk about my vacation in Georgia, but actually talk about the awesomeness that is Shield Hero. Now, this entire episode pretty much was in one setting, one room, and it was dialogue and talking. And the funny thing is when a certain anime called I Was Reincarnated as a Slime, season 3 came out, a lot of people couldn't stand it because it was mainly talking in the same room with the same kind of dialogue over and over again. And a lot of people who were defending it were saying, oh, you just want fight scenes. You just want some action, and that's all you care about. You're just a shonen tard. And I gotta say, no. First of all, I love heavy dialogue scenes. I actually like more heavy dialogue scenes than action now that I'm older. I really do appreciate good, great dialogue. It truly does progress as a story. Yes, fight scenes are amazing and they're pretty on the eyes, but for some reason, words truly leave an impact on me, especially within the situation and how things are going. And with Slime's situation, it was pretty much the same thing over and over again. It felt like they're using the same animations every single time. They were in the same room so many times, talking about things I didn't really care about. It was boring. It was the same jokes, same situation, over and over again. But at the same time, Villain Saga Season 2 was out, and that was really mostly nothing but dialogue the entire time of two characters working as slaves, cutting trees, and preparing for a farm. And I loved the crap out of it. That was way better than Season 1, in my opinion. But that's just me. This is another case of outdoing Slime Season 3. This was just one room, but the situation that they were talking about, the resolve, the conflicts, the reason why each character in that room had a true purpose in that room. And they were really displaying their emotion, their intent, their ambition, all positive and negative sequences being displayed for us to see. And it was amazing, especially of Atla. Atla blew the room up, man. The entire episode focused on her and her resolve on what she wanted to do, and how she truly devotes herself to Nafumi. One might say it's so deep, it might be further than Reptilius for crying out loud. And I know that's blasphemy, but she's proven it right here with this talk. She's talking with some high up nobles, and she's setting them up. He's telling them, despite everything, you say you're loyal to the shield hero, that you love the shield hero, but you only seem to care about only the title, the ideal of the shield hero, but not Nafumi himself and stuff. She up here spitting facts throughout the entire episode, saying y'all didn't really care about him, y'all didn't listen to any of his demands, but y'all kept shouting about things that you wanted to do to further your own goals and stuff. You were blinded by your own ambition to see your true loyalty where it lies. And she was right on the money, man. She was shutting them up. Everyone but Jarls. Jarls was just being a complete nincompoop the entire time. He's trying to act like a politician, which technically he is. Trying to throw blame, avoid blame, and of course, make some accusations. Is this dude really is tired of being looked down upon and wants to be in that inner circle of the beastkin? Which I can see. Seeing your entire race being looked down upon because you're not part of the elite, and you finally have that chance, I guess you'll be desperate to do anything you can and want to get that position. Even if it means tearing down others in your way, and using others, such as the shield hero himself. Now Fumi just wanted a boat, so he can help out Reptilia's situation. Remember, this is what he wants to do the entire time, but instead, they've been here in Siltveld the entire time. Speaking of Stovelt and the twins, we get to see more of the king and his perspective on everything, how he truly cares for the two tiger twins, especially Allah. And we get to see how he was like when he was a hero and how powerful and mighty he was leading armies into war. So apparently, the white tigers were one of the high ranking animals within that kingdom. And however, the father died on the battlefield, and others took this place, and pretty much the white tigers were shunned and disgraced after that. I still don't fully understand why that's possible, but that's what happened. Especially if they're mixed blood. Instead of them being fully furred or animal like, they just really have the ears and tails and their hair really to display that they're tigers, but they don't have the fur or anything like that. So I guess that's why they discriminate on it, because they have human blood. That might be the reason why. Tainted blood. Now, that being said, excuse me, um, she did not care about that. Her blood may be tainted, but her soul remains pure. But she did not lose sight of the goal the entire time, and that is to help out Nafumi, not just the shield hero himself, but Nafumi. To her, it wasn't just the title, but it was the person themselves that was holding the title that she cared about the most, and that's something that everyone else at that table forgot about. And as things were going on in the grand turtle match, of course, freaking is always a turtle that's the wise one comes up and trying to settle down the situation with Jarls. Jarls was just acting like a fool, man. He really wants that position that he can almost taste it, even after being accused of causing one to be poisoning Nafumi. It's not feeling like, okay, I know who poisoned me. It would be an excuse for him to leave, but instead, no, he has to go through a duel. He has to go through a duel, and if they lose the duel, um, the White Tiger clan will be kicked out of the inner circle, and his kind will be in their place. And apparently, a Minotaur will get to marry Nafumi, and Nafumi like, yo man, you gotta win no matter what. And but Flo is also in the match. And for some reason, the sister's always picking on Flaw all the time of him being weak. I'm like, this dude has been fighting and throwing matches for you since you were, in bandages, man. Put some respect on your older brother's name, for crying out loud. He is doing his best here. But his reason is to ask questions. He wants to know more about his family tree. So if they win, they also want to know what is going on, what happened with their father and everything. He wants to know the truth. So then here we are with this battle, this glorious battle that's about to happen. Good dialogue, great emotion, raw emotion, filled with ambition, determination, resolve, greed, underhanded motives. All that stuff was in this episode in one setting, and it was great. So, before anyone try to come at me saying, oh, you only care about fight scenes, you don't care about meetings or dialogues. If it's boring and it feels pointless, I don't care about it, okay? I just want to skim through it because it's just pointless. And that's exactly what Slime Season 3 was. It was just like, it was progression of the city itself, but other than that, it was kind of boring. This was not. And it was really about one individual. It was about Nafumi and how they were treating him. A lot of people there just only care for him for his title, while others are there who care for him for who he is as a person. And they were divided on that. Now here we are about to have this duel that happens next episode. It was great. It was amazing. It was completely different from Slime. Why I'm comparing to Slime? Because at that time when I said Slime Season 3 was boring, a lot of people were confusing me for being a shonen tard. I do like my shonen, but it's not my favorite genre, okay? I do like talking of politics. I do like when people talk about ideology, the clashes that happens, It's great, Especially when you're watching those old-time movies where you have a group of men in a room and they're talking about a situation, and they're very passionate about it, and they're showing each person's resolve, reasoning, and ambition, what's going on. I love it very much. It can be an amazing scene, especially when they're yelling, showing proof, laying down facts, calling people out. It is good. And that's exactly what they did in this episode right here. And that's why it was beautiful. It didn't need all the cool flash or anything like that. It's just one little girl telling everybody off the entire episode. Good job, Atla. Good job. So yeah, that's pretty much what this entire episode was, and I enjoyed it very, very much. And I can't wait to see what happens in this duel. How will they overcome this trial? We'll have to wait and see. With that being said, I'll leave the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been a Madcrown, all anime. Signing out.